Hello, I'm Jacob Henderson, and this is my video presentation over music. The first definition is ethnomusicology, and it's the study of music in different societies. Each society and culture has a different way and how they hmm, how they spread music and different instruments and different ways of doing it. And African culture, they use a lot more drums. Um, and then for Hispanic culture, it's a lot more upbeat, more lyrics involved, more instruments involved. And the last example is Western culture. It's a lot more guitars and a lot more singing from the heart, I guess you would say. Western culture also is a lot more like folk telling in songs and yeah. Our next definition is musical ethnography, and it's the study of human musical activity and context. So, orchestra, maybe going to the theater, maybe even just listening to the radio, um, or a concert. It's yeah, just the way we study musical activity. Our next definition is field work, and it's just practical work conducted by a researcher in a natural environment. In a music sense, I guess field work would be either like, I guess, listening to an artist or listening to new undiscovered music and rating or judging that music off of that person. Um, if it's a new genre, a genre they haven't seen before, that's new research to, I mean, the practical worker. So, um, and I mean, for a music sense, field work, I guess you're not really out anywhere outside, but field work for you could be in the studio listening to someone make music or trying to help someone out. I don't know, trying to make new music or trying to make new beats or yeah. Our next definition is field notes. It's just qualitative notes recorded by scientists or researchers during field research. So again, for a music standpoint, I guess, you could just take notes about how um, different this is from different music genres or how um, mostly just notes on how you perceive the music or how it could maybe get better or worse. The next slide that we have is parti participant observation, and that's a one-time way of collecting data for scholars for qualitative research. And qualitative research is like relating to or measuring its quantity over like its quality. And for music sense, I guess a participant observation is just someone who's listening to someone make music or listening to, or I'm sorry, comparing someone else's music to another set of music. So, comparing its quantity over something rather than like its quality, I guess. The next definition we have is a soundscape, and it's an acoustic environment noticed by us. Um, so like some examples. If you were next to a waterfall, you'd hear the water crashing down and making noise, creating vibrations throughout the environment. If you're in the forest, the same thing, how it's just pure silence and you can hear the silence almost through the trees. Um, I guess that sounds weird. If you've probably never been into a forest, maybe you don't understand what I'm saying, but at night, if it's just you, all you can hear is maybe an owl or maybe some branches breaking, but the forest is just very oblique, I guess. It just takes all the noise in and there's no noise but you. And then just a band, because I mean, that's noise that us humans know. I mean, a band, Red Hot Chili Peppers, it's an iconic sound to everyone, and mostly everyone knows that band. A a, a sound mark is a almost like a landmark, but a historic event in music that still impacts our generation. So, for me, like, I don't know, when I'd put on The Simpsons or I'd put on a movie, the 20th Century Fox logo, where it's like the bum 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 bum. That was a very like historic thing to me. I could be anywhere in the house and I could hear that going on, and I know that either someone's watching, a cartoon or a movie. Um, the FaceTime noise, like the do 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 do, that's very iconic to me. I don't know. A lot of I don't know. I just hear a lot of people doing that. The metronome of just the constant to find the beat in music. I it's very sound marky to me. And then just a normal school bell. Um, yeah, I mean, changing classes or changing classes every hour, you're gonna hear the school bell more than once. So that was just a very normal thing to hear throughout the day, I guess. The next definition is seascape, and it's a noise that takes you to a specific geographical location. So for example, you hear like a wave crash or seagulls chirping or maybe a lifeguard yelling at you to be careful. You'd think you're at the beach. You hear wings fluttering or branches breaking or maybe people chopping down trees. You might think the wilderness. Um, and then car horns and people yelling to get out of the way or the little crosswalk button that goes you may now walk. You'd probably think of, the city. It's basically just a noise that takes you almost like deja vu. It's like creating a sense of deja vu, a place that you've been before, but off of geographical locations. Our next definition is sound. It's just a sensation perceived by the sense of hearing. Pretty simple. I mean, I can't really dive any deeper on that one. Our next definition is setting, and the setting in music is the theme, mood, or emotions that you get from that certain area, sound, or piece of music. Performance venues, performers, audiences, and audio technology immerse you deeper into the setting. So, you're at I don't know, you're at a Travis Scott concert, I guess. The music you'd get from there is a lot more upbeat, I guess, happy. You'd see a lot more people jumping around, a lot more people active, maybe even a mosh pit. But with all the new technology that we have in our day and age, all the speakers coming together and all the lights and everything make it not more than a concert, just it emerges you into something that you want to be in, I guess. Our next definition is significance, and that's to be noticed in a positive way. Significance is really just whatever's important to you, so that could be a person or a thing, or it's just something that you react to in a positive way. And for the Tovan throat singing case, it just made me realize that one person can make or a group of people can make the theme and setting of everything that they want to do with just two or one instruments. But the Tovon throat singing, he did it with just like what almost looked like a little guitar and a little bit of drums in the background, and his voice was mostly the most changing thing in there. He would like raise his voice and then lower his voice, and then it was almost like a dark, or I'm sorry, not a dark, but a low gravel sounding like woo, and then he would change that into a higher like and bringing that all together, it just gave him a really good aesthetic, especially the one that I watched. There was a guy riding a horse, and he just, that music matched that aesthetic and theme.